Hello, Jack's Reviews here, and today I'm going to be telling you my rankings of the 4 seasons of Smallville. Now, when my rankings go, they vary between how good the story is, how well is the writing, directing, acting, etc., and also how good is the minor stuff connected with the bigger stuff. And I'm also going to be telling good stuff about even the ones I rank low. So let's start the rankings. Starting with number 4. So number 4 in our spot is Smallville Season 2. Now, I know you're probably going to scream at me in the comments for this, but hear me out. The reason I rank Smallville Season 2 very low is, let's be honest, there is not really much going for this season. And the main story doesn't happen until after a lot of episodes, and I mean a lot of episodes. So if you think every single episode is connected through the same story, you're liable to be disappointed. Because you'll be going through every episode yawning because none of these connect to the main story. They're mostly just mini stories up front, and then the big story is all the way near the end. And the only episode that connects to any part of the story that's a B-side plot is when Clark uses the red kryptonite and gets angry. But yeah. But let's talk about the things I did like about this season. Number 1, they changed up the title sequence to make you hooked and get it as real interesting as possible. Number 2, Christopher Reeve makes a quick cameo in the episode Rosetta as talking about like a Rosetta Stone for Krypton, and I think that was a really fun way to add him in as sort of like a torch passing down onwards. And also for the fact that you can tell Lionel's the main villain in Season 2. And it just really goes to show that this season is okay in certain areas, but there's not enough to get me hooked and invested. So much so I ended up skipping some episodes to get to the main plot of Season 2. And the main plot was at the very end, and I just didn't feel real satisfied when I was in Season 2. So, now we're gonna see number 3 on the ranking list. And number 3 on our list, and you're probably gonna hate me for saying this, but number 3 on our list is Season 1. Now, you're probably thinking, what? Ranking anything higher than Season 1? Blasphemy. I know, but let me say something. I'm thinking about why I think this. Now, I know this is the debut of Smallville, so you'd have to give it credit. Well, I did give it credit by not skipping through most of the episodes when some of the episodes have nothing to do with the main plot. Basically, it's just Clark trying to learn out his powers and everything. Jonathan Kent being skeptical. Yada yada and everything. But Season 1 basically just tells us everything that we already knew about Superman. He's allergic to kryptonite. We got it. That people who kryptonite get lots of powers. We got it. We already know basically what would happen in season 1, and it's kind of a letdown when they don't try anything new. Ooh, good things about it? Well, it was the start of the series, so I figured that always deserves a plus. And also for the fact that they added Whitney being a fun character, and Eric Johnson does an amazing performance as him. And you get a lot of character development, even though it's shortly lived. And starting it off, it was just the best season ever when it came to, just starting out. However, being an actual season, it pales in comparison to the number 2 and number 1 spot on our list. Now, let's go to the number 2 on our list. And number 2 on our list, we got Season 3. Now, Season 3 does have some fair share of negatives, but most of them are ended up positive. Good things about this season? Well, the fact that it actually has tension and high stakes in this season, and it's the season where it less focuses on teenage drama in high school, and it more focuses on Clark's abilities and powers. And also, in the very first episode, you get to see Jonathan Kent have the same powers as Clark in order to bring Clark out of his brainwashed state, which automatically causes the heart attacks later on. Which I thought that was a really unique thing on the writer's part. And also, a good thing about this is Virgil Swan comes back for another episode, played once again by the famous and majesty Christopher Reeve, which I thought was just really, really, really awesome and cool. And, let's see. What else? This is the season where Clark and Lex's friendship begins to slowly fade. When Clark is not trusting Lex because Lex is still looking up on Clark, even though Clark told him not to do that. Which brings a shift in their friendship, through their friendship. And season 3, above all, has one of the biggest stories ever. And this season actually gives us something we want. The minor episodes are somewhat connected to the major episodes later on. So that gives you a sense of, okay, I need to watch every episode to gain little perspectives on what the big finale is. And automatically, I thought that was really great on the writer's part, and that's what I had to say about our number 2 pick, Season 3 of Smallville in their high school years. But wait until you see the number 1 pick, even though it'd be pretty much obvious. And for our number 1 pick, we got Smallville Season 4. Now, Smallville Season 4 does have some of its poor qualities, but overall, this season was just mostly great, in my opinion. Mainly because it has the introduction of Lois Lane, played by Erica Durant, who literally was just a good version of Lois we've ever gotten. Which I thought was just insane and overall fun. And also, unfortunately, Christopher Reeve passed away before Smallville Season 4 was ever aired. So unfortunately, there was no more Virgil Swan. May Mr. Reeve rest in peace. But they were able to still keep the Virgil Swan story in with the addition of Bridget Crosby, Virgil Swan's assistant, played expertly by Margaret Kidder, aka Lois Lane from the original Superman movies, which I thought was really creative on the writer's part. Unfortunately, her character was written off dead in this season, at the very end of this season, but her storyline was really excellent in Season 4 overall. And they continued the Virgil Swan story more frequent in Season 2, Season 3, and Season 4, which I felt was really cool on the writer's part. And also, at the very end, we get the Fortress of Solitude, which will then be later explored in Season 5. But I found that amazing, because we never get to explore the Fortress of Solitude like in the original Superman movies. They were like just there as a background prop, and then he's back to Metropolis. There for a second, back to Metropolis. Here we actually get to look around and see what the Fortress of Solitude is, which I felt was really, really great on the writer's part when Season 4 came along. Yeah. So, there you have it. And that was my ranking of Smallville Season 1 through 4. There will be more out eventually, but for right now, this is just what you're going to have to settle with. Comment below what your rankings of Smallville Season 1 through 4 are, and please leave them in the comments below so you can share your opinions and everything. And these 4 seasons were, overall, in the show of Season 1 through 4, this show was like really great and good. It does have some of its dull moments, but it does bring out the spark and the light in the superhero genre. Anyways, so that was my rankings. What do you think of Smallville Season 1 through 4? Leave them in the comments below and share your opinions. And Jack's Reviews out!